Alright, JID has just released his new album, God Does Like Ugly, so let's go over all the internet's hot takes and opinions on this new album. Does it live up to the hype? Is it album of the year? Did he disappoint? In my opinion, a little bit, but we'll see. Alright, we'll get to it, I'll give my thoughts on it, and we'll go over all the opinions and takes that the internet has to say on it. But before we get to all that, please subscribe because I'm going to be releasing more content on all future albums and maybe some past albums if y'all enjoy these type of videos. So subscribe, let me know, comment, like, all that. Let's go. JID has effectively topped the Forever Story with God Does Like Ugly and now has a better discog than Cole. What the actual fuck, bro? Let me stop you right there. First of all, no, he did not top the Forever Story. I like this album. I think it is a good to great album, but it did minorly disappoint me in the way that it doesn't try to surpass the Forever Story. If he marketed this album like a mixtape, or if he follows this album up with a grand album, then I'll let it slide, because I do like this album. However, it disappoints me in the way that it doesn't try to top the Forever Story. And I know not every album needs to try to be, upping the last one and as grander and grander than the last one. However, that's what I wanted from JID, man. I wanted him to be the king of rap, you know what I'm saying? I wanted the Forever Story to be his Good Kid, Mad City, and then this to be his To Pimp a Butterfly. You know what I'm saying? That's high standards, I understand that, but I wanted him to try to up the bar, and with the features on this, and with the just beats and the songs, whatever the case, it doesn't feel like he was trying to up himself from the Forever Story. Now, let's get to the J. Cole part of this. No, bro. No, he does not have a better discography than J. Cole. Let me, full stop. He does not have no Born Sinner, no fucking Friday Night Lights. Bro, he doesn't have 2014 Force. No, not yet. The Forever Story was really good, though. That's up with some of J. Cole's best, but let's calm down on the whole discography. These last 3 songs, hashtag God Does Like Ugly. And then it shows obviously Of Blue, K-Word, and 4 Keeps. So yeah, Of Blue and 4 Keeps are 2 of probably my favorite songs on the album, especially 4 Keeps. K-Word, low-key doesn't really hit for me, but this is a great 3-track run to end the album off. God Does Like Ugly deserved a much better rollout than it got because the project is amazing, but I digress. I know people have kind of been shitting on this rollout, but I kind of liked it a little bit. I love Work, that's a banger and was the perfect choice of a single to release for this album to get people hyped about it. And then just kind of the way that he built up to Work, and then kind of the way that he teased the album art, and then especially ending off with the Dollar and a Dream concerts. That was sick as fuck, bro. I saw all the videos. If I could go to one of those, I'd be shitting my pants, bro. Those look so cool, and racing around the city to try to find the venue. That's awesome. Maybe not a grand rollout, maybe not the most large scale thing of all time, but I thought it was cute. I thought it was a little cool for the album. All right, so this is referring to the Bob the Builder line that JID has on Community. Bob the Builder is a white man who rebuilds places. It's a simple bar about killing the white man before they kick black people out of their places of residence. The title of the song is Community, man. Come on. Did people really not get it? Low-key, as a little ignorant white boy, I did not understand that. I thought he was just gonna kill Bob the Builder, bro. I didn't understand it was that deep. And I honestly still don't understand if it's that deep. This might be just going a little far with the bar. Regardless of if it is that deep or not, it's just a funny-ass bar. And if this is true, and if it genuinely is on some deeper race shit, then it's low-key even funnier that people keep memeing it and stuff. Dog, hearing West open this shit up had me so shook. Then every feature afterward felt like JID was dropping bomb after bomb on my headstop. Clips making another appearance so soon gave me whiplash, and hearing Vince slide in on the beat was insane. So yeah, I liked the features here. I liked him. I liked the Clips appearance, the West Side Gun thing. I'm not a big West Side Gun fan. I always found it a little annoying, so I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but they were fine. Vince Staples does his thing, Clips does her thing, Earth Gang, everybody is fine here, but it doesn't feel, and I know comparison is the thief of joy, and by me comparing it to the Forever Story, it's going to end up bad because I do love that album so much. However, it just does not feel like the Forever Story features. There's no standout Ari Lennox feature like there was on Can't Make You Change, one of my favorite verses on all the Forever Story. There's no of that, there's no 21 Savage, there's no Yasin Bey, Mos Def, there was none of that. It felt like the features for me were a step down here. And even not comparing it to the Forever Story, in my personal opinion, the features there was no standout feature for me. They were all good. They were serviceable. None of them were standout though, in my personal opinion. Although I will say the artist on No Boo, I don't remember her name and I'm not gonna fucking look it up. Fuck you. But that was pretty standout. Again, it's not up to par with the Forever Story features, but it was good, and Ty Dolla $ign. Don Toliver, actually, while I'm on the topic of features, Don Toliver has a great feature. I think JID utilizes him in the best way you can utilize Don Toliver on a song. Like, he uses him in a perfect way. The same way Travis used him on Can't Say, he uses him in a perfect way. Like, to create the atmosphere that JID was trying to create for that song, Don Toliver was the perfect person to do it. And by the way, JID slides in that beat, but I'll probably talk about that again later. Alright, this tweet is referring to the song For Keeps on the very end of the album. I love these reflecting on the journey type of songs so much. A perfect closer to an album with probably my favorite beat. This was for the Day One fans. I already know it's going to be one of my most played tracks off the album personally. And yes, bro, this is one of my favorite songs on the album. Actually, scratch that. This is my favorite song on the album by far, actually. It's crazy how the best songs on each of JID's last two albums are the closer. 2007 and For Keeps. Now, by the way, 2007, one of my favorite all-time songs ever. I love that song. For Keeps is also a really great song. Maybe not all-time ever favorite yet, but you know, we'll have to see. But For Keeps is a beautiful song, bro. Again, yes, the best beat. Totally agree with that. And just what a great message. Like, speaking to the fans, speaking about the journey, like, it does give me a little bit of 2007 vibes, but it's also different enough to where I can appreciate it separately from 2007. A great song. Clips, Freddie and JID dropping album of the year contenders in a span of a month, and then showing the Heat trio. Look, it has been a great summer for rap. It's been a great summer for rap. And also, you know, we'll throw Jack Boys in there. I like Jack Boys. All right, okay. That was a great album too. I think we've had some great albums this summer. It's been great. It's been awesome. Dreamville blocking JID's reach, question mark. It does feel like shit been cold between JID and Dreamville for a minute. Ain't no citing a call on this either. So yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the beef between, you know, JID and his label Dreamville. I know he's like deleted tweets in the past. I don't know like how serious that is or necessarily like if he was really throwing real shots. I don't think so. But there has been some tension between the two parties. And it also is strange that the boy J. Cole is not on this album, just like he was not on the Forever Story. What are we doing here? And it's not like JID has been on any of Cole's last two projects either. However, JID just came out and said that he has a collab album with J. Cole in the works, so this is the only thing that's keeping me sane right now, because I was so hoping for a J. Cole feature on this, but the fact that they have a collab project, which I don't know, I'm gonna choose to believe it, but we'll have to see where that goes. You know how artists lie about some shit like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this collab project turns into nothing down the road. For better or for worse, I think the VCR to No Boo might be the most commercially oriented stretch on any JID project in his discography so far. I like that stretch on first listen, but can understand why others might not be feeling it. It would low-key be crazy if people are actually mad about JID trying to make some like mainstream hits. And it's not even like these are like bad songs. Like, these are great songs, and they're not even like trying to appeal to like mainstream trends. You know what I'm saying? They're still doing their own thing. It's still like that kind of Atlanta dance sound. Like Skate is a great example of just a great kind of maybe more mainstream song just because it's more of like a dance vibe, but also a great song in general. You know what I'm saying? I see no problem with him trying to make more mainstream hits, and I don't even think they're honestly mainstream hits. Like, it barely toes into that line. You know what I'm saying? This is not no like TV Off or Not Like Us example that, you know, I don't think it's going to that place, right? He's still making the type of music that I think he wants to make and not, you know, selling himself out. If that's, you know, why people are mad, because I couldn't think of any other reason they'd be mad. Like, it's not, you know, like he's making bad music, right? Please don't hate me for this, but JID, God Does Like Ugly feels all over the place and kind of boring. JID's flow and bars are solid, but the album lacks focus and consistency. A few tracks shine, but overall it's a step down from the Forever Story. So again, don't want to keep beating the dead horse, but I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, I agree it's a step down from the Forever Story. However, boring maybe wouldn't be the word I'd use. Maybe like a little plain. Like, I wouldn't even say safe. Like, it's definitely a different vibe. It's definitely, you know, a change in theme from his previous project. It feels different. You know what I'm saying? It has a different vibe. But, and I'm not a music like professor, but it doesn't have that sauce to it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that special, you know, something that just makes it an amazing album. I think it is a good to great album. God Does Like Ugly by JID. 8 out of 10. This album feels pretty disjointed, especially in the second half, but it's still pretty good, except for the slight dip in quality in the middle of it. But this still proves that JID is one of the best rappers right now. First of all, I completely agree. He is absolutely one of the best rappers right now, especially when you consider just like modern day rappers and don't really include like Kendrick and Cole and Drake, which are technically, you know, all from the old gen, you know what I'm saying, the 2010s. He is absolutely the best new age rapper in my opinion. And as much as I'm kind of shitting on this album in this video, this album still proves that. Now, to go back to what he said earlier in the tweet, that it feels disjointed, I don't think it feels disjointed quality-wise, if that's what he's getting at, that the album feels disjointed, which I don't agree with. I think consistently through the whole thing, it is very good quality. You know, I don't think it has a dip in the middle section. I really don't see why people are saying that. I think the album from front to end is very consistent, is very good. It just lacks something special to take it to that, you know, higher place in my opinion. Man, I'm pretty disappointed. It's not doing it for me. Too many features that are not interesting, no catchy songs, the rapping performances are nothing new from JID, samples are meh, it's just sort of boring in my opinion. I think Forever Story beats this one by a wide margin. Honestly, the fact that people keep comparing it to the Forever Story and the fact that I keep doing it really speaks to how great that album is, but regardless, I kind of agree with this take. Like I said, it's plain. It's kind of just a plain, like, that's not the right word, because that's doing the album a disservice, but it's just lacking something a little special in my opinion. There's no like really catchy standout song, like there's no Dance Now, you know, there's no Radar, there's no surround sound, and I'm not even saying that in like a commercial aspect, because I know all those songs did, you know, really great numbers, but like there's just no song that really stands out like this for me. Maybe a better example would be like a Stars from the Forever Story. There's no, like, that song wasn't commercially successful, but it still stands out for me. There's no type of song like that on this album for me, if that makes sense. And I get it, it's a new album. I shouldn't expect, you know, a type of song from an old album to be here, but it's not really so much, you know, like the same type of song, but really just like how I feel about the song. That doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. Really, I just wanted JID to kind of reinvent himself with this. I wanted him to pull off a Sideline Story to a Born Sinner, you know, a Born Sinner to a 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I feel like some of the best, you know, artists of all time are consistently reinventing and upping themselves after each album. And I don't really feel, although this was a great album, I don't feel like he did that here. I was originally going to rate this album lower, but I think there's two factors that prevent me from this. One, JID does have good rap performances on this album. It's just that his weakest spot is his production. The production is so boring. It's like the most bare bones trap beats of all time. And two, I did enjoy like 2 tracks on this album, but that's about it. This is a meh project. Standout tracks, Skate and On McAfee. All right, I think that's a crazy harsh review that I don't agree with. There is definitely more than just Skate and On McAfee that are good songs on this album. I mean, not including Four Keeps is diabolical. That is by far the best song on the album. Also, I don't agree necessarily with the production being boring. I don't think it's standout, but I don't think it's boring. I don't think that's fair to say. Although the more I'm thinking about it, like, I really don't appreciate, like, I like the production, but it's not great, you know? And I think JID's rapping, his flows, his lyrics has always been, you know, the most important part of his songs. It's not necessarily the production. It's kind of how I see Kendrick. Like, Kendrick albums, I never think like, oh yeah, the beats are what I'm coming for. Like, I never really think that, right? It's always not carried, but it's always outdone, in my opinion, by the lyrics, by the flow, by the artist performance. And I feel like JID definitely follows that type of style because he's so lyrical. To wrap this video up, I did like this album. Maybe I came across a little too negative, and maybe I did compare it to the Forever Story a little too much. I apologize. It's probably one of my favorite albums of the 2020s, so forgive me. However, this was a good to great album in my opinion, definitely like a 7 to 8 out of 10. But I think it really kind of dropped the ball on features. I was expecting grander and better features all around. I'm really upset there was no Denzel Curry feature. I'm upset there was no J. Cole feature. Like, I think Ari Lennox should have had a feature, but I think she's going through some stuff with Dreamville right now, so maybe that played a part. Whatever the case, I was a little upset in that department. However, it's JID. You know, he was going to deliver a good to great album no matter what. He's very consistent. He's a great artist. I'm happy with what we got. I appreciate it. And I hope there is a lot more to come from this guy. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite artists of the new age and definitely carrying the next generation of rap kind of on his back, if we're being honest. So really, let me know what y'all thought in the comments. If you liked it, if you hated it, let me know. Please subscribe. It'll let me know if y'all want to see more of these videos because I'm committed to making more if that's what y'all want to see. Let me know. I love each and every single one of you. Good night.